Welcome, bow betters. A fight I was not going to play and I thought the line was wide, so it deserved more in-depth look, is this bout between minus 250 favorite Miles Johns and plus 195 underdog John Castanada. Johns is a Fortis MMA fighter with a wrestling base, and Castanada is a Combate Americas veteran who had 4 losses in a skid within the promotion and avoided a bus ticket with a win over Chris Beal. A fight brilliantly called by Jessica Pena and refereed by Frank Trigg. Both these fighters have speed and power. I think Castaneda may be slightly quicker, but these guys move differently. I slightly favor Miles Johns' movement both offensively and defensively. He circles well and has great attacks and defensive timing. He is evasive while maintaining proper distance and demonstrates good howler generalship. This XR number is really telling here. Miles Johns dominates both in the XR number and the XR percentage. Offensively, Miles Johns reads his targets well and has good attacks. Miles Johns has exceptional defensive posture and keeps his hands up and tight and parries strikes extremely effectively. Both Castaneda and Miles Johns have great vision and defensive movement. Castaneda also has good fight awareness, but I like Miles' methodology both offensively and defensively better. John Castaneda has very good strikes. He has that boxing base. He is decent defensively, but he is more of an offensive boxing-based fighter. John seems more polished in his striking. Castaneda does have a good high kick, but works entirely with his hands, which might be okay as he will prevent or limit an option for Miles Johns wrestling. Castaneda does have decent takedowns, but he has no submission effective nor controllability once he does get that takedown. Both these fighters are and can take a punch. They're very, very durable and tough. And I look for Castaneda to be the more aggressive fighter coming forward. He moves well defensively, but engages recklessly, relying on his defense to escape. This is where I think Miles Johns will be able to capitalize on having the option to take Castaneda down and look for a submission or counter Castaneda and wear him down technically or methodically. We have not seen a lot of Miles Johns wrestling, but he has a huge wrestling advantage in. He not only has a lot more control time against opponents, he's faced more takedowns, he has a better takedown ratio as well as a better takedown accuracy, and even though he has that wrestling base, he hasn't used it. I think it would be, he's going to fall on that wrestling here, and that's why I think the submission prop is a live bet. That being said, we cannot dismiss Miles Johns' power when he is striking. This can go either way. I'd look to bet Miles Johns by finish. I bet it's only going to be in that plus 100, plus 125 area, but I think that's a pretty good bet as well. I am super impressed with Miles Johns' defensive capabilities and his grappling advantage over Castaneda, which I mentioned. That's why I think the line is fair, and that's why but not only Joey, thinks that Miles Johns will dominate this bout, and that's why he is Joey's pick. Joey thinks that Johns is stronger, keeps the distance well, and fights effectively at range. He has better movement in and out and will avoid Castaneda's takedowns. Castaneda can take people down, but as I mentioned, he's not very effective once he gets you down. Joey thinks Johns is a rising contender who will be ranked soon, and he anticipates Johns a TKO in rounds 2 or 3. I think Johns has the option to finish him either way, and I think it would be in rounds 2 or 3. Castaneda is indeed durable. He's a tough guy. He has very similar style to Johns, but the differences are, I don't think are subtle. I like the way Miles Johns, I liked his game overall. He looked better to me in the tape study, and I'm going to lock him in with probably Hakeem Dawodu and make that my 2 play, and I believe that comes out to plus 115. That will be actually my parlay play. I will not be making the 3 dogs with one favorite Yankee play. I'm going to stick to Miles Johns and Hakeem Dawodu as my main parlay play, and Joey's pick I think is a sound choice here. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. If you've made it this far, you are a bout better.